support from people who are organized in various different groups, community groups, religious groups, ethnic groups, healthcare advocacy groups, groups of physicians and nurses, and also tremendous support from organized labor. People often wonder, why is organized labor part of this effort? After all, most members of unions have good health insurance because the unions work hard to get it for them. But like has always been true in this country, most of the progressive changes happen because organized labor is not just thinking of their own members, they're thinking about the good of the whole country. So, first of all, I want to acknowledge folks from UFCW Local 27 who are sitting right here. National Commission, which has been great supporters of HCAN, early members of the steering committee, and here, as in Pennsylvania, they've been tremendously effective in working with us. And we have people from SCIU here. Sal Kamen from SCIU is going to come up and say a couple of words.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am a lifelong resident of Wilmington, and I am a member of SCLU 32BJ in the Wilmington branch. We have over 10,000 members throughout the country and on the East Coast, and there's 8 different states that we're in. In Wilmington, as of now, we're a new organization. We just formed it, but we just got together, and we have over 300 members in Wilmington as of right now. So we're growing. In Wilmington Healthcare, personally, me myself, because I can speak for it, we, before we became union, a lot of the workers did not know what healthcare were. A lot of them, we had a big write-up in the paper. If any of you looked at the Wilmington paper when the union was talking about it, we had one gentleman in there. His name was Grant. William Grant was his name. He had 2 children. He's going through bypass surgery. He didn't have any health care to help him. So this man was in the paper just to prove to these people that we need this health care. You know, people need it. You know, we don't want our kids to die, be starving, and, you know, offer what the parents can't afford to give them. So as far as we're concerned, as a member, union member, and all of us, yes, we need health care. And when do we need it?
Now!
And why do we need it?
Because we don't want to die.
You know, with all the stuff, I mean, and I was watching something on the news, just briefly give you a history of this country, and the gentleman said it. We've been working for years to get this health care in America. In America, we do have it, but a lot of people don't know about it because it's in a state of America that nobody knows about, and it's the state that Obama came from. Hawaii has unified health care. They've had it there for 10 years. It works fine.
Massachusetts?
Not as good, I mean, they do.
Hawaii covers
But I'm saying Hawaii covers everything. You don't pay nothing, you don't do anything. But they don't tell you about Hawaii because they say it's over the water. You know, but hey, we got to travel over that water now. For you folks that are going to walk to Washington, you're going to travel over a lot of water. So from from being a member of this union that's coming here, you've got our big, lovely purple bus out there. Serve us proud because we will serve you proud, and we will fight just like you will for health care.
Thanks very much. We're going to try to keep our feet dry as much as possible on this trip.
Thank you.
You know, we're walking in the name of Melanie Schaus, and I just want to tell you a bit about her for those of you who don't know. We started planning this about 3 weeks ago, and when we heard that Melanie had died, we decided this would be nice and fitting to dedicate the march to her. She was an activist for many years, actually really her whole life for one cause or another. She worked for President Obama, and most recently she's been working for healthcare reform, and had a personal story. She had breast cancer. Because she didn't have good health insurance, she had a high deductible policy with a $5,000 deductible, couldn't afford early treatments, and then when she got better insurance, that insurance wouldn't cover things that her doctor thought she needed, and she died. Basically, you know, the cause of death might be breast cancer, but the real cause was lack of health insurance. And too often, that really is the cause of death in this country. So we're walking in her name, and we're trying to do something that she did, which was to bring more stories to Washington of people who have health care issues, so that our representatives and our senators and President Obama really understand that this is something that affects everyone in this country, our friends, our family members. If it doesn't affect you right now, you're lucky. At some time, it certainly could. And people walking with us have healthcare stories of their own, and we're going to have 3 of them come up and speak briefly about why they're walking with us, why they're marching, and what are the healthcare issues that they're taking to Washington. So first I want to introduce Amy Fitzpatrick. We're all a little stiff and tired of this one.
Here comes the ibuprofen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am supposed to be on 2 medications, and because of lack of health insurance, I can't afford one. And it really affects me, and it really pisses me off, and as it does a lot of people. And I'm walking because it's an issue that we need to work on. We need to get it passed. It's past time, and I'm just really proud to be a part of this walk, and it's nice to see all your bright faces here too. Thanks.
Thanks, Amy. I want to introduce Bill West, who's going to come up and talk a little bit about why he's walking with us. He's a marathon. He could actually run.
No, I couldn't. Today was a very interesting day. Yes, I have run a couple of marathons, but I just want to say these people really put it on the line today. It was an interesting walk, a little over 15 miles. We were climbing over snowbanks. You know, I need to write a letter to the Delaware County newspaper asking people to shovel their sidewalks. But I must say that the drivers were very nice, and we're all here in one piece, and that's good. Just briefly, my wife, basically pushed me out the door. She said, "You've got to go do this," which I was very grateful for because, I wanted to do it, but I wanted to make sure she was okay with it because, it's time away from family. And she said, "Yeah, you got to do this." And we have 2 grown children. They both live up in New York now. And my son has a really good job, and he also has a chronic condition, which every once in a while lands him in the emergency room. He gets these flare-ups. It's called Crohn's disease, for those of you who know. You can't predict it. And this is a kid, well, he's 30 now, but he has to have health insurance. And if he were to lose his job and lose his health insurance, he would have a pre-existing condition and he would be uninsurable. So I think it's important that we all recognize, because people say, well, this is healthcare reform is really just about the people who don't have insurance. Well, we're all this far away from not having insurance.
Absolutely.
And my wife, said, she said, look, of course I care about his condition, but his condition doesn't keep me up at night. What keeps me up at night is whether he's going to have health insurance, whether he's going to be able to get the treatment that he wants. And, I think that's just dreadful, right?
Now I want to introduce Ivanka, and my goal by the end of this